Hey YouTube, Windraiser here. Today coming to you with another Transformers review. Today I'm going to be looking at something I found at my local Ross, and I'm happy I found it because back when these figures first came out, I was stand up hunting this one down. This is the Netflix series set of the Sparkless Seeker with Sparkless Singe and Caliburst. So yeah, go check your local Ross stores. They are popping up. There's other Netflix series figures and some other Kingdom series figures. I think like the last wave of them. I did see at mine I saw 2 tracks, 1 Wing Finger, and 1 Rhinox, all from the Kingdom line. So first we're gonna go ahead and take him away. And we're going to go ahead, if I can zoom in here. Let's see if I can do it. Yay! Into these little guys. Here we have Sparkless Singe. This Singe is the green one. And Sparkless Caliburst. And Caliburst is the gray and off gray one. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Singe first. First off, I do love this head sculpt. I do like the visor. Head sculpt is very nice. I like the gunmetal gray here in his torso. But the rest of him is this dead like military green. On camera it's like a dark green, but looking at it head on it's like a mud green. Go ahead and look at Caliburst. I do love his design. I haven't had one that has had this this part of the gun on, but I've had ones that have the double barrels, but this same robot. I think that was the one for I think the one I have is for either Scourge or Trigger Happy. One of the two. But he does have the chest handle, whereas his handle is on the back on his butt. So chest and butt handle. But yeah, I do like them. They're a nice, good size. Here they are next to Sound Blaster and Soundwave. So you can see how tall they are to those guys. Very cool. I do like them very, very much. And now their transformations are sort of the same, but different. First off, their posability, there is a ball joint at the shoulder and a ball joint at the hip. Nothing at the elbows, knees, wrists, or ankles, or head or torsos. That's it. So what we're gonna do, go ahead, come back here, put the gun on like so, because you want this tab on his butt to go into that slot right there. And that's how that would store his back nice and snugly. We'll do the same with him. His will go on with this peg going into his back. So you want his gun to look like that. Now you have them with their weapons stored on their backs. I do like these guys very, very much. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. So we're going to take these, set them off to the side, and we're going to bring back the Sparkless Seeker. Back a bit. And here we have the Sparkless Seeker. Now, this is the only other Seeker mold I have. Of the Trijet Seekers, I have Thundercracker and the Rainmakers and Starscream. Those are the only Tetrajets I have in this mold. We'll go ahead and take a look at his face. He does have the smirk, like it's like Starscream died like this and just went, hey, now I'm coming to get you. Got some nice pink there for the eyes. A nice brownish copper here for the chest. And just like Singe, he has the same color scheme of the green. No gunmetal gray on him though. Lots more splotches of brown. There's some black here. Brown splotch there. On the side. He's got it here, also on the wings. It's more of like a rust color. On the back, we have some black and some more copper. He does have those retractable bits, so that's good. Now, my copy. First, I'm going to take the guns out because it's better to pose him without his guns. But he has a traditional Seeker gun that he can hold as well. And they are Blush compatible. We'll get into their Blushes in a minute. But posability on the head is on a ball joint, up and down. The clear plastic has been replaced with this copper thing, so no light piping. The wings, as you can see, they can move up and down. They can move in and out. And the hinges on these are tight. Like everything on this bot is tight. Arms can do a full 360. Yeah. There's a hinge for in and out. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. There is a wrist rotation. He has waist rotation, but mine is severely tight. Legs can go forward that far. As you can see how tight this guy is. Back about that far. They can go out that far. Ugh. There's a thigh swivel. Bend at the knee, which thanks to that collapsing compartment goes over 90 degrees. Feet can rock forward and backwards a little bit. And there is a bit of ankle tilt in there. But everything on this guy is like super tight. Alright, we'll go ahead and put his guns back into his arms. And before we go into his transformation, we're going to have him right here. We're going to bring in Sound Blaster and Blaster. And then we're also going to bring in the Zombie Carcon, the other Zombie Con. So you can see how tall he is with everybody else. Blaster is taller. So is Soundwave, just by a hair, and he's about 2 heads taller. Blaster is. So we're going to bring in his little buddies. We're going to transform Singe and Caliburst. So Singe, we're going to take him first. Go ahead and peg his legs together. Take this part of the gun, flip it up and over his head. We're going to take, there's a little pin right here in his torso. And we're going to take his waist part and move it up. And the tips of his toes here will go into these slots right here in the gun. And then this slot right here is a peg right here in his forearms. And they will just peg in right there. And there's one of his guns. Let's go ahead and give him this one. We're going to do the same with Caliburst, except this gun's going to go over the back part of his head. It's not going to cover his head, but like that. Peg his feet together. Swing his waist backwards instead of forward. You're going to peg his peg the heels into these slots right here, here and there. Then you do the same with the hands. Peg him into the sides of the hip. And we'll go ahead and give him that gun. So now he can really give you the pew-pew. Now these guys come with blast effects. This is Caliburst. It's this weird shooting missile thing. That will plug into here. And then Singe gets these two green ones. I have another bot that came with the red ones, and I lost one of the red ones. So, yay! So I give him those. So it's like he shoots an acid pellet or something like a fire thing, and he just shoots like streams of acid. And what I like to do is I'll bring back my other zombie con. Take Caliburst. I'll give him Singe because their colors match, and I'll just give him Caliburst. Now, if Caliburst was in his color, that would have gone perfectly well. Back up there. There you go. So we'll go ahead and take Singe and Caliburst away for the time being. Put them off to the side. Take him out. Take these off. Put him off to the side. And now we're going to get into his transformation. So first, what I like to do, what they tell you to do, is go ahead and take the guns, put them off to the side. You're going to have to straighten out all of his joints, arms, legs, everything. So he'd be like static as can be. So what you're going to do first, you're going to come to the back. Oh, and if you ever notice in box, he's mistransformed. This is still closed on him, but it's supposed to peg into that slot right there via that tab. And for some reason, it wants to go in, but it doesn't want to go in. Yeah, he's a mess. So we'll go ahead and unhook that first. And then bring that up and just leave it like that. Go ahead and fold the wings back. And we're going to disconnect the wings from these pylons. And they peg, I don't know if you can see it, right here by this tab. It goes into here. And then it's also pegged, resting on this nub by that slot right there. I can do that on both sides. Go ahead and swing these around together. Close them up. And then just bring that up. You're going to take this panel, this tab is going to go into a slot right here in where my thumb is in the back of his head. I'm just going to leave that like that. Take the chest here, come underneath it, bring it up, unhook it, and that takes the head with it, and then you can fold the head back into the back plate. And we'll just leave that there, and we'll go ahead and work on the rest of the body. So go ahead and rotate him at the waist. Close his feet, both heel and toe. Come here to the arms. You're going to open them. Fold in the fist. Fold this in, and then close that up. Same on the other side. Open that up. Fold in the fist. I'm not kidding. These things, like his joints are tight. Close up the arm and collapse it. Once you've done that, you're going to come to the legs. Make sure they're nice and straight. And then there's this tab here that's going to go into a slot here in his butt. Then to do that, you need to collapse this so that way it folds up and closes. So when you peg it in, it slides nicely into his butt. So once you close that up, because when it hits a certain point, it will go in. And when you do that, as you can see, it retracts out. Go ahead and slide that into his butt. There's these two tabs here that go into two slots right there. And just peg that down, smoosh it on. Do the same over here. Once you got that in, go ahead and bring this back or forward to where it sits like that. Yes. Go ahead and bring this down, peg it in. Bring the wings down. And then these two tabs, or these tabs, T-tabs right here, are going to go into these slots on this arm here. When you do that, this slot's going to go up under the nose cone. Take that in. That just pushes up. And this is the only problem I have, is this does not connect very well. But I digress. Do the same under here. Make the wing in. It holds together over here, but not there. And then the chest is going to hold on to these pegs here. I am not doing this string like this on purpose. This is really difficult to get on because of how tough it is. Ooh. Make sure those are lined up, and you want to have that collapsed in before you push this up. And the last thing we do, we'll take his guns, back them under, make sure they're nice and straight, and there you go. There you have the Sparkless Seeker in its dead Tetrajet mode. And I actually kind of do like this. I like the coloring. It's like if it can't transform, if it dies in this mode, it kind of can still transform, like it can't go back to this. So I see it as it died this way, and then it just transforms into that bot. So here you go. I'm going to set him down and bring in my other zombie con, and I'll be right back. All right, and here we have my other Sparkless Decepticon. And they look very good together. I do like them. We'll go ahead and bring in the little Sparkless Target Masters. We'll take Caliburst and put him here. And there's really no place to put him underneath. So I usually just have him transformed and just write it on top of him. But yeah, because he has the hole in his light bar, he can have either one on top of him. Go ahead and put Singe up there. See what they look like. But yeah, I do like them. They do look good, and I'm happy to have two of the zombie cons that were showed in the Netflix Netflix Siege series. So very cool. Here is my latest review, Metal Hawk. See how big he is. Fairly decent size. And here is another one of my latest reviews next to Armada Starscream. And you can use Siege, the blast effects for these guys. Go ahead and put them on the guns here. If I can get them on without them moving. I'll do that. Go right ahead and untransform these two. Now, out of all the transformations of any little target master I've handled over the years, I've handled G1s. I've handled some third-party ones, but I think the new Battle Masters that Hasbro came out with, I like their transformations. Yeah, he can't stand up with that blast effect on. It's too powerful for him. There you guys have my review for my Sparkless bot, my newest Sparkless ZombieCon with Sparkless Siege and Caliburst. I'm Windracer, and I'll see y'all in the next review.